Hi guys, so today I'm going to be reviewing A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. My initial thoughts before reading the book was that I was going to read the saddest book of all time, the most devastating book of all time. And I know a lot of people either really love it or really hate it, and I'm a part of the group that really loves it. Just a quick summary of the book. It's basically follows four characters through their life after college all the way through their 50s. It mainly centers around the traumatic and tragic life of one character named Jude and how other characters basically interact with him and kind of cope with his trauma. There really is no plot to the book. It's kind of just run on following the characters throughout their life and their emotions, which I can get behind. And I can see why a lot of people could be frustrated by that, because it is a very large book. There's a lot of pages, and something that doesn't have a central plot to stick to can be frustrating. But I really like, I find characters are like the most important aspect to a fictitious book, so I kind of enjoyed the lack of plot. So now getting into the review, first of all, this book was unlike anything that I've ever read before, and I really enjoy when a book can make me feel something completely new and when it really sticks with me longer than I was expecting it to. That's what really makes a book stand out to me and what makes it unique. When I finished reading this book, I was left with a very specific feeling, and it took me a long time to kind of put it, I still can't really put it into words, what I felt after reading the book. Did I really like feeling that way? Not necessarily, but I like when a book, or even an author, can write about something that challenges my emotions and thoughts. And I really like that in a book. I also really like the attention to detail about the characters and also about the setting too, because I feel like the way that the author wrote about the setting set up the tone for the book as well. There is a lot of detail in this book, and some of it is kind of drawn out, especially with, I feel like when the author is talking about art specifically, and Malcolm's like house projects somewhere in the middle of the book, it does kind of drag out a little bit, and I did feel like it was unnecessary. The writing is very simple, and it's also very beautiful at some parts, and I feel like a mix of the writing and the characters just creates a tone for the book that is just so unique. So after I read the book, I watched an interview with the author. She was having like a discussion with another person about certain aspects in the book, and I watched this interview because I just had a lot of questions, specifically why someone would write about all these terrible things happening to just one person who is just like does not deserve it. Because there were parts in the book where I was just so angry. I was just like, why? What is the point? What is this adding? It just felt very like torture porn. Like, why would someone write about all these terrible things happening? But two things really stood out to me in that interview. She said that Jude's story was purposely supposed to be exaggerated and just tragic because it was supposed to be like a fairy tale, and that it wasn't really supposed to be real. It was supposed to feel like just a fairy tale. And also she said that there was supposed to be no sense of time, like there was no sense of what year this book was set in, because we're always in the minds of the characters and never outside the characters' minds. We're always just in their personal life, which is supposed to make, she said that it was supposed to feel like claustrophobic and that you were just like stuck in the characters' minds. Once I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, like that's kind of why I have this very specific feeling in my heart right now after reading this book. If you're thinking about reading this book, I would go into it with caution and make sure that you're kind of in the right headspace. But overall, I would give this book a 4.5 out of 5. I definitely get why people don't like it, and I resonate with that, but it has been probably one of the best books that I've read this year, and yeah, those are just my thoughts on A Little Life. So I hope you enjoyed this book review. I think I'm going to do some more because I've been reading so many books this quarantine, and I really enjoyed doing this review, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.